Fairness is a lie, invented to keep you weak. While you wake up at 5 a.m. and follow the rules, your competition is breaking them and winning. They have more money, more talent, more power. You cannot beat a lion with brute strength. If you try, you will be eaten. You are fighting a war you cannot win because you are fighting with the wrong weapons. To defeat a giant, you must stop being a hero and become a ghost. You must learn the forbidden strategy of the men who killed 60 men in single combat. The men who never lost. Not because he was the strongest, but because he knew how to rig the game before the first blow was struck. This is the strategy of Miyamoto Musashi. Before we go to the island, you must understand who this man was. By the age of 13, he had already killed a man. By 29, he had fought 60 duels. 60. Most samurai spent their lives perfecting the art of the sword in a clean dojo. Musashi spent his life in the mud, in the rain, in the dark. He did not fight for points. He fought for survival. And his final lesson, the one that changed history, happened on a small strip of land called Ganryu Island. The year is 1612. 8 a.m. The duel is scheduled to begin. The entire nobility of Japan is watching. The beach is crowded. Standing there is Sasaki Kojiro. They call him the demon of the western provinces. He is the perfect samurai. Tall. Handsome. Born of noble blood. He carries a nodachi, a sword named the drying pole. It is monstrously long. In a duel, reach is everything. Kojiro can kill a man from a distance where he himself cannot be touched. 9 a.m. Musashi is not there. The crowd whispers, the rat has fled. He knows he cannot win. Kojiro begins to pace. He is a man of honor. Punctuality is his religion. And Musashi's absence is a spit in his face. His composure begins to crack. His breathing becomes shallow. His grip on the sword tightens, not out of focus, but out of rage. 10 a.m. 2 hours late. A small boat appears in the mist. Inside sits Musashi. He is not wearing armor. He is not polishing a legendary blade. He is resting. He looks like a beggar. And in his hands, he holds a dirty, wooden oar, that he is slowly, methodically carving with a knife. The boat hits the sand. Kojiro cannot wait any longer. The insult is unbearable. He screams, "You are late." He draws his massive sword and throws his scabbard into the sea. He charges into the water. He abandons his stance. He abandons his calm. He wants to kill the peasant. And in that moment, Musashi smiles. He steps out of the boat, holding the wooden oar. He whispers, "You have lost, Kojiro. If you planned to win, you wouldn't have thrown away your scabbard." Kojiro swings. The swallow cut. Fast. Invisible. The steel slices the air, cutting the headband off Musashi's hair. But Musashi does not retreat. He steps in. He swings the wooden oar. Musashi had carved the oar to be exactly 2 inches longer than Kojiro's sword. He had calculated the distance. He knew the math. The wooden oar cracks against Kojiro's skull like thunder. The demon of the western provinces, the perfect warrior, drops dead in the sand. Musashi does not celebrate. He steps back into his boat, and leaves without looking back. Why did he win? If you ask a historian, they will tell you about the length of the oar. But if you look deeper, you will see the terrifying truth of high-level strategy. Kojiro was better. If they had fought in a dojo, with rules, with equal swords, at 8 a.m., Kojiro would have won. His technique was cleaner. His sword was sharper. Musashi won because he refused to play Kojiro's game. This is the concept of the frame. In every interaction, whether it is a duel, a business negotiation, or a rivalry, there is a frame. The frame is the set of unwritten rules that dictate who is in charge. Kojiro's frame was honor. Steel swords. Rules. Dignity. If Musashi had stepped into that frame, he would have been the inferior swordsman. He would have been the underdog trying to survive. Instead, Musashi destroyed the frame. By arriving late, he forced Kojiro to wait. The person who waits is the person with lower status. By using a wooden oar, he mocked Kojiro's pride. He turned the legendary sword into a joke. By looking unkempt, he signaled that Kojiro was not worth dressing up for. Musashi dragged the master into chaos. In a dojo, Kojiro is a god. In chaos, he is a victim. You are making the same mistake today. Every single day. You look at your competitor, the golden boy at the office, the rich kid, the influencer with 1 million followers, and you try to beat them at their game. You try to outspend the billionaire. You try to outdress the fashion model. You try to outtalk the charismatic. You are walking into their dojo, using their weapons. Of course you are losing. You are a guest in their reality. So, how do you use the wooden oar in 2026? Scenario 1, the corporate giant. Imagine you are building a business. Your competitor is a giant corporation. They have a marketing budget of millions. That is their steel sword. If you try to outmarket them, you die. Musashi would say, change the weapon. Their strength is their size, but size makes them slow. They have lawyers, meetings, approvals, HR departments. Your weakness is your size, but size makes you fast. While they spend 3 weeks approving a press release, you send a DM to 1,000 customers. While they are stuck in 8 a.m. meetings, you are carving the wood. You don't win by being a better corporation. You win by being a human. Scenario 2, the social status trap. You see someone on social media. They have the perfect life, the perfect car, the perfect body. They are Kojiro standing on the beach, shining in the sun. And you feel small. You try to post better photos. You try to look richer. Stop. You are stepping into their frame. The frame of image. You cannot win there. Musashi would say, destroy the frame. Don't compete on image. Compete on reality. While they are curating their fake life, you disappear. You go into the dark. You build real skills. Real assets. Real strength. When you finally meet them in the real world, their image will shatter against your reality like a glass sword against a wooden oar. This brings us to the core of Musashi's philosophy, written in the Book of 5 Rings. He calls it Kyo-Jitsu. Kyo means emptiness, illusion, or the void. Jitsu means fullness, truth, or substance. Most people live entirely in Jitsu. They believe that facts are everything. I have the better resume, so I should get the job. I worked harder, so I deserve to win. This is linear thinking. This is the thinking of a farmer, not a warrior. Musashi mastered Kyo, the manipulation of perception. He understood that a battle is 10% physical and 90% perception. On Ganryu Island, the truth, Jitsu, was that Kojiro had a better sword. But the illusion, Kyo, that Musashi created was that Kojiro was irrelevant. By arriving late, he created the illusion that he didn't care. This illusion became so strong that it overrode the reality of Kojiro's skill. To beat someone better than you, you must become a master of illusions. You must hide your spirit. Musashi wrote, let your spirit be like the water. Water adopts the shape of its container. It is sometimes a trickle and sometimes a wild sea. When your opponent expects you to be angry, show them calm. When they expect you to be aggressive, be passive. When they expect you to attack from the front, attack from the side. The superior opponent relies on predictability. They know the meta. Your only chance is to become the glitch. You now understand the philosophy. But philosophy without action is just daydreaming. You need a protocol. Here are the 3 laws of the Ronin to beat anyone better than you. Law 1, kill punctuality. I don't mean being late to meetings. I mean stop reacting to their timeline. The inferior man reacts. The superior man acts. When you get an urgent email from a toxic boss, your instinct is to reply instantly. To be good. Stop. Wait. Create a gap. In that gap, you regain control. By making them wait, even for an hour, you are subtly signaling that your time belongs to you. You are carving the oar. Regain the tempo. Never let the enemy dictate the speed of the battle. Law 2, change the weapon. Analyze your opponent. What is their drying pole? What is the one thing they rely on to win? Is it money? Logic? Speed? Beauty? Whatever it is, never fight them there. If they use logic, you use emotion. If they use money, you use meaning. If they use speed, you use depth. If you are a freelancer competing against an agency, do not try to look bigger. Sell your smallness. Sell the fact that they will talk to you, not a junior account manager. Turn their strength into a liability. Every long sword is heavy. Find the weight, and use it against them. Law 3, the empty state, Mushin. The reason Kojiro lost was not his sword. It was his mind. He was full. Full of pride. Full of expectation. Full of rage. Musashi was empty. He didn't care what the crowd thought. He didn't care about looking like a samurai. He only cared about the cut. You are losing because you are too full. You are full of the need to be liked. You are full of the fear of failure. You are full of imposter syndrome. Your opponent can smell this fear. It makes you predictable. To win, you must practice Mushin, no mind. Detach yourself from the outcome. Accept that you might lose. When you accept the possibility of death, you become dangerous. You stop hesitating. You stop trying to impress. A man who does not care if he lives or dies is the most terrifying thing in the world, to a man who desperately wants to live. The world will always try to put you in a box. They will measure you by your degree, your bank account, your height, your followers. They will tell you who is better and who is worse. They will hand you a steel sword, and tell you to stand on the beach and wait for your turn to die. Do not accept the sword. Do not stand on the beach. Do not wait. Go into the boat. Find the wood. Carve your own weapon. And when you are ready, strike. Be the ghost.